I'd like to ask you a question. Do you have a smartphone that you use frequently? The answer is almost certainly yes, and if that's the case, you may begin earning money online right now, even if you've never done so before. This may also be done without spending any money because it's absolutely free. All you have to do is download the apps. I'll show you how to do it, and then you can sit back and collect your cash. For today, we'll be looking at 3 different sites that can earn you money as a passive income, and all you have to do is follow through with this step-by-step guide till the conclusion. Anyway, before we get to the video itself, you'll be able to start making money with just your phone. With that said, let's get to the video itself. Okay, everyone, as I mentioned in the introduction, I have 3 sites to show you today. So, without further ado, the first one we'll be using is called UserFeel.com, which I'm sure many of you were unaware of until today. But first and foremost, what is UserFeel? It's a place where you can test numerous apps, websites, and other things and get paid in the process. This is how it works. Organizations from all over the world will require someone to test their apps in order to uncover any flaws or problems in the apps and websites in question. And this is where UserFeel comes in. They'll pay UserFeel, who will then pay people like you to conduct the testing, and you'll get paid. As you may have guessed, such testing does not necessitate any specific knowledge, abilities, or experience, which is why this is the first site. If you've never made money online before, the site I'm presenting you today is a terrific way to start. Furthermore, with over 130,000 testers from all around the world, this is a very popular site. As a result, this works in most nations and will most certainly work in yours as well, and this is undoubtedly one of the site's best features. They also have over 200 satisfied customers, some of whom can be seen in the list below, which includes some extremely large corporations. I'm sure some of you will immediately realize who I'm talking about. You'll also find a lot of information about this site, as well as its features. Test any site in any language with UserFeel, a multilingual usability and user testing tool. More than 130,000 testers in 40 languages make up our panel. This, I believe, attracts a large number of their customers because having testers from all over the world means that a site or app that is not in English may still be tested without issue. Here we can see some information on the testers themselves, which is unquestionably relevant to us. Test on a computer, a smartphone, or a tablet. We can test websites or applications on Android, iPhone, or iPad using both our software and an external camera. This is why I indicated in the introduction that you can do it with your phone. In the end, it's your choice, but the reality remains. The fact that this can be done on a smartphone is a huge plus because you don't need to be at home to test the apps. All you'll need is a phone or a tablet. You can see that they are quite fast down here, as well as some other information about this site that I simply will not discuss since it is unimportant to us. Instead, when you arrive here, click on the Become a Tester link in the upper right corner of the next page. As you can see, you are paid $10 per test, which lasts between 10 and 20 minutes. In other words, you can get paid $10 in 20 minutes at the most and 10 minutes at the very least, which is not a tiny sum of money given the circumstances. That you don't need any special abilities to do this. Now, when you arrive on this page, I strongly advise you to read everything on it since you must understand exactly how everything works and what you must do. So that I don't make this movie too long, I'll go through the most crucial points. First and foremost, as stated here, you do not need to pay for anything. However, you will need a Windows or Mac computer and a microphone. If you have a laptop, you do not need to buy one because it comes with an internal mic. If you do need to purchase one, it does not need to be expensive. However, it does state here that it can be as cheap as $2, so nothing too sophisticated. You won't have to use your real name when conducting a test, so don't worry about that. Another thing to keep in mind is the qualification test. You won't be able to start testing right away because of the qualification test, but it simply verifies that you have a microphone and can complete various tasks. Nothing complicated or difficult is required of you. The last point worth mentioning on this page is how you are paid, and as you can see, you are paid through PayPal. I know from some of my comments that some of you are looking for sites that will pay you not only in Bitcoin, but also in other ways, and PayPal is most definitely an option with this site. Now that you've read everything, scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on Become a Tester right here, and you'll be directed to a page where you simply have to submit some basic information, which I'm sure you can do on your own, so I won't walk you through it. Guys, with all of that stated, it's time to move on to the second platform I'll be teaching you in this tutorial. Honeygain.com is the platform in question, and it is quite different from the previous one in that you will be earning money by sharing your internet. Don't worry, your security will not be jeopardized, and Honeygain, as you can see, is a great method to generate passive income online. As I previously stated, Honeygain ensures that your internet traffic is only used by trusted partners, and the app never asks for or gains access to the storage of your device. So they won't steal your data, and your internet traffic will only be used by the people they trust. If you want to learn more about this, click here, but in my opinion, that isn't necessary. You can see how Honeygain works in the video below, and to summarize, it makes the internet more accessible to other users, and you get paid for it. You can see the step-by-step process down here. So first you install it, then you run Honeygain. The app will gather data using your internet, data that will aid other businesses in the process, and finally you get paid, which you can do through PayPal or Bitcoin for those of you who prefer cryptocurrency. The last thing I want to mention about this website is that it does not pay a lot of money, and the amount you are paid is highly dependent on your internet connection. However, I must emphasize that this is a passive income strategy, not an active one, as was the case with the previous website. You can just leave Honeygain running, and it will make you money. Therefore, in my opinion, you should utilize both Honeygain and UserFeel when you don't have time to do anything. The last app we'll be looking at today is called MoneyApp, and it's available at moneyapp.com. As you can see, it's also available for both Google Play and iOS, but I couldn't locate it on Google Play for some reason, so I can only guarantee that this will function on your iPhone for now. However, if you go to the App Store, you'll notice that not only does this software have a 4.9 star rating, but it also has a rating from over 100,000 users, indicating that this app can and will get you paid. You'll be paid by performing various jobs they have available, which will give you credits, which you can then swap for money. That's all there is to it. It's not complicated. So guys, that's it for today's video. I didn't have enough time to cover all three sites as completely as I would have liked, so I encourage you to do it yourself.